Meow, Huples cat. I'm in Whitby, Ontario, and I'm going to go to Oshawa, Ontario by walking. Come along. First park is P.O. Park in Whitby. This is the second park, swiftly arrived at on my journey eastwards from the centre of Whitby. There's a lot less snow here, but that tree died as well. That tree's a casualty of the recent storm they had. It's a good illustration of how few people actually walk across roads here. We need to get out and do some exercise. That would be flattened down and people would be using it, but they're not. Well, that's as far as my knowledge base goes of the area, but I think if I go through there with some creative manoeuvring, I think I can actually get to another park system. Pretty sad snowman. So I've just exited College Park Downs, crossed a pretty busy road to get to this intersection. I'm now going to go up that hill, see where I go. Alright, I'm coming down the hill and going down there. I could of course just gone down this road and used roads, but this kind of strikes me as more adventurous. Alrighty, I found a bit of a river. The big question is, can I get over there and actually exit? Could by trespassing easily, but I don't really want to trespass. Oddly enough, I think that's deer print. Well, this looks a bit hopeless. A meandering river. I'll see if I can cross it, otherwise I may have to go back. So I could of course just take my shoes and socks off and wade across there, but I'm not going to. So I was kind of thinking that would be a way I could get across and go up, but it's obviously clearly barriered, so I'm not going to go that way. And everything else is deep bush and housing. And this isn't for fun, this is actually how I've ended up. So I'm going to untangle myself and go back up the hill and down the road. That was about a 10-minute diversion. I'm going to go south and use the roads for a bit. Can't get through on this side. I could in SHTF conditions. I'm out for a hike, not fleeing for my life. Or I should add, fleeing for my life yet. So this is the strip of greenery I saw on the map. It's clearly got a river running all the way through it. So I'm having to bypass and use roads. I'm on Burns Street east, and that's Garden Street down there. I'm going to head east towards Oshawa. This is a good representation of modern life. What's important to everybody? Cars, wealth, and health. In that order. So I'm at Burns and Denison. I could continue along Burns east to Oshawa, but I'm not. I'm going to take a diversion. Well, I made it to Rosedale Park by walking along Rosedale Drive. I'm going to have a look, but I've got a feeling my plan to go through here is not going to work. There seems to be a huge green fence on it. We'll see if we can trespass, but I don't know if we can. Could these prints be Canadian geese? Fairly sure I can only go this way, and that's going to take me back to Burns Road. That's okay. I've got about half a kilometre along here. And finally, there's no fencing, so I'm going to go over to that road. Well, there's the road and there's some more fencing. So let's go down here and see if we can escape. So I'm at Carlow Crescent and Hopkins Street. I think at any other time of year it would probably be just as unattractive as it is right now. This is industrial landscape. Not very pretty. So I would go Burns and then Hopkins, and that would be the fastest route. It took quite a large diversion, but it's been fun. At this point I was going to give up. This is the most depressing landscape and not the greatest walk, but I'm going to keep going. Just have to cross the road though. I don't want to get attacked by the killer geese. This is not my idea of heaven. The whole walk, it's been very noisy and very smelly, both for gasoline and also cleaning solutions, and there's a lot of trash lying around. Kind of typical at this time of year though. Once the snow melts, the councils tend to pick all of the garbage up, but I certainly don't miss living in the suburbs. So I've made it to where I wanted to go. See the big pile of snow? That should be a trail system that should take me all the way to Oshawa. So that's great, but building all the way up to these areas is not helpful to them. It's also a form of greenwashing. Looks nice. It's actually a storm water pond, so therefore it's extremely polluted. When there's heavy rains, all of the storm drains overload the capacity of the municipality to deal with the water, so they dump in holding ponds like this. If you're ever forced to drink out of these, don't. If you have to, use the top of it only. Be very careful about disturbing any of the sediment underneath. It really will have a lot of heavy metals and gasoline products in it, because it's ran off the houses and from the industry around the area. Another empty park. Such wild areas as you can find. Explore and enjoy them. That's it for me. I didn't get to Oshawa. It's probably about another 1.5 kilometres that way, but I think it's time to get home because I'm getting hungry. Doodles! This has been a 2023 Hungry Terrier cat sitting production.